Okay, so it's your baby girl, and I'm here again today for the book review continuation. Attitude is Everything, written by Kate Harrell. Right? And I want to ask you something. Have you ever worked so hard? Worked so hard at something, and eventually it didn't give you the results you expected, or it didn't go the way you planned. The thing is, it's not just about what happens, all right? It's about your attitude, and that attitude is what will determine what happens next. So I want you to sit down, you know, with me, because in this video I'm going to be sharing with you powerful lessons that I've learned about the power of attitude and how it can transform your life. While we're growing up, there is this saying that we hear often. They will tell you, have a good character, have a good attitude, things like that. But I'm going to tell you that it's not just about the saying, it's deeper than just saying it. This thing is literally the foundation of a good life, of a successful life. Yeah, because it affects how you work, it affects how you relate with people around you, people generally. It affects how you respond to challenges. So these things is not something you can just confine to a particular space and be like, oh, I'm obeying this rule in this space, in this aspect. No, attitude affects everything. What is attitude? Attitude is your state of mind, how you feel and think about situation. But deeper than that, attitude is your life. Why? Because your attitude determines if you move forward or you stay stuck, or remain stuck. A positive attitude can lift you, while negative attitude can bring you down, can limit you. So your attitude can either determine, if your life will be transformed, your life will be changed for better, or your attitude becomes a poison that gets you stuck or break you down. So Kate Harrell opened our eyes to three things. He said there are three major things that program your attitude, right? So he said what you see, which is eye gate, what you hear, ear gate, and what you say, mouth gate. So what we see, those things that we see, they expose us to things, and they affect our mindset. So that's why it's very, very important to always be conscious of what you will watch, right? What you will see. So it's very, very important. And what you will hear too, they have effect on our mindset. So who are the people that you surround yourself with? Who are your friends? When you are with your friends, what do you people discuss? What do you allow to enter into you, right? So those things are very, very important, that you are conscious of those things, and what you say to is very important. What you say to is very, very important. So he said your what affects your attitude, and even people around you. What you say affects your attitude and affect people around you. That is very, very, very important. That before you say a word, think first. Don't talk before thinking. Always think before you say something. So let's watch out for those things: ear gate, mouth gate, and eye gate. So there is very important thing I learned, and I want you to also take note of it. He said that you are not stuck. No matter what you've been through in life, you can change your attitude. And that is true. You can change your attitude. You are not stuck. To think differently, to respond differently, to act differently. You can change from where you are, sit down and trust God for help. You can transform your bad attitude to good attitude. There's this story that the author shared, and by himself, I think. So he said that he had this amazing dream. He has worked for almost all his life. While he was in school, he was going for training and all of that to become a professional basketball player. And Unfortunately, the dream did not happen, and as a result, he was hurt. You know how it can be now when you've been preparing for something and you know you are disappointed. So he was disappointed, and it hurt him so badly that he started exhibiting negative attitude due to what happened, and it went on and on and on until when he needed to sit down. Somehow he discovered that the attitude he was displaying wasn't helping him, rather it was setting him backward, right? So then he spoke to himself, you know, try to work things out, set another goal. Even though people were disappointed, like people didn't trust him, they didn't believe in him. I think I should use that word. Probably because of what had happened, the failure he had had. But somehow he had this believe in himself. He believed, he said he goes, and he was consistent. He went for another training, he was consistent, he was learning through the process, even though it wasn't sure. The new goal, what he would see, the result was not sure, but he was putting in effort, he was doing all he could do, he was being consistent, he was being disciplined, he was learning, to have that good character to have the skill needed to get to where he was going to and all of that. So he tried to do other things. Since that one, initial one did not work, it did not allow it to weigh him down. Rather, he looked for another solution and he pursued it. And that decision changed his life. I tell you, that decision changed. So it's very important that no matter what is going through, what you're going through, no matter what is happening in your life, let it slide, move on, find another alternative, find another solution other than sitting there and crying and being nervous and being sad. Nothing good will come out of that. And being, showing it to people that are doing well. There's some people like that when they see people that are doing well, because they are not doing well, they hate them. They have bitterness towards them. That is not the right way to go about it. Celebrate people that are winning and find a way to make yourself get yourself on the right path. I think this is the end of today's review. So I just want you to listen to this alone. Jot down what is necessary, what you think will work for you, what you think you've learned, what you think you need in this review, and act upon it. Alright, so I'll see you next time. Stick around and I'll see you around. Bye.